Hello everyone, today we talk about a very interesting topic, the story of the body fat, BMI. In fact, a lot of the soils have a BMI, the higher than normal, but their fat is still in the normal range, and they are not absent. So it's up to the body composition. So how do we measure body fat? By electrical impedance analysis is the most commonly used clinical analysis. The human body can be really divided into two types of the adipose tissues and non-adipose tissues. Non-fat tissues include muscle and bones, which also contains large amount of the water and electrolytes. They are electrically conductive fat. They are anhydrous tissues and poor conductors of the electricity. Because my contribution of the human impedance comes from non-fat tissues, they can calculate the body constitution impedance contribute according to the measurement of the human impedance value, which is the basic principle of the bioelectrical impedance analysis. What's the standards of the body fat? In fact, 15 to 20% of Chinese men are healthy, and 25 to 30% of the Chinese women are healthy. Too little body fat doesn't protect our vital organs, or does it maintain body temperature? Excess body fat can also cause a range of health problem. More than 50% of type 2 diabetes can be classified as abscess, and abscess might also contribute to many diabetes-related deaths. Free fat acid released by fat around the waist and abdomen affects the metabolism of the islet of the larger hands and the liver. White fat in the legs doesn't. We have to understand how fat is metabolized. First, it helps to break down fat. It helps to break down into glycerols and fat excess, and it has to be oxidized. Then there's a transport. If the fat is broken down and not sent away in time by the blood, it's retained to the fat cells. Finally, there's oxidation, and again, even if fat is broken down and transported, it doesn't work if it's not oxidized by mitochondria in time, which means we need to spend up to the 3 steps of the decomposition, transport and oxidation, in order to lose fat. But we can change the decomposition of the fat by adjusting the depth. The increase of the arenalytes will lead to an increase in the activities of the lipids. We can increase the secretion of the arenalytes through a certain intensity of the exercise. Insulin, on the other hand, is the opposite of the adrenaline lines with increasing insulin and decreased lipase activities. The main role of the insulin is to regulate blood sugar, our body muscles and fat cells, help the cell membrane to receive insulin receptors. Glucose enters to the cells and is further converted into energy that is utilized or converted into glycogen for the storage. On the other hand, we found the people with insulin resistance are more likely to be overweight. This also confirms the important role of the insulin in reduced body fat. Insulin is produced by beta cells into the pancreas. When the blood sugar level rises, insulin is released. So to lower insulin level, we need to limit how much blood sugar raises. The correct energy balance should be the rate at which energy enters the body equal to the rate at which energy expended. Judging the carbohydrate selection can change the rate at which energy enters the body. So let's talk about body fat and that. The whole grains slow digestion because the wheat contains more dietary fiber than white rice flour, and the glycemic index food, known as glycemic index, is known as GI. In standard quantities, the area under the below the blood sugar time cover caused by a carbohydrate in the food over a period of 50 grams is generally the rate of the blood sugar time produced by the glucose to the area under the standard blood. It reflects the speed and ability of contains food to raise blood sugar compared to the glucose. Please note the 50 grams here refer to the carbohydrate contents, not the weight of the food for the both healthy people and diabetic. Maintain a stable food sugar concentration. No large fluctuation is the ideal state, even if with the same amount with carbohydrate have different effects on the blood sugar level. Different food have the different glycemic index. So we usually put the glucose blood glycemic index at 100. The international blood glycemic index greater than or equal to 70 for high blood glycemic index food. This type of the food goes into the stomach and intestines and is digested very quickly, have a high absorption rate, it converts into glucose quickly, and the blood sugar rises rapidly, and the blood sugar is less than or equal to 55 glycemic index. blood glycemic index of the body with low blood glycemic index are affected by a number of the factors, including food process, cooking method, and dietary proteins, fat and dietary fiber. There are also studies on the effect of the body missing on the blood glycemic index. There are studies on the basic of carbohydrate, adding food rich in protein, fat, and dietary fiber separated to make nine mismatch. It has been found that both proteins and dietary fiber and carbohydrate mixed meals can lower blood glycemic index. A combination of the fat and carbohydrate food didn't appear to reduce blood glycemic index. Reduce the fat doesn't require cutting out a stable food altogether, but by switching from the white rice flour to the lower whole grains and increasing vegetable intake, we can lower insulin level and increase lipase activity to speed up fat breakdown. So this is my story. Thank you.